Well, g'day everyone, it's Warren from NQ Explorers on a solo trip back to my favourite kind of detecting, World War II relic hunting. Haven't done a World War II video for a while. We've been doing other kind of things like gold prospecting and rocker boxing and all the things you see we do on our channel. This camp's a bit of a mystery. I've been here quite a while back. Haven't produced a video from the site. It's a mystery. I don't know what unit was here or what the function of the camp was, and there seems to be no record of it. So it could have just been a transit camp, or it was no permanent establishment, but there are concrete slabs which gives it some sort of permanency. Latrine slabs, I believe. And it's on a ridgeline, and some of the areas around the sides look to have been benched for tents. I might be imagining that, but it appears to be the case. So we'll go and have a look at that area. There is a little dump here with quite a bit of broken glass and that kind of stuff in it. We'll check that. I've got the Garrett Apex today. We'll have a scratch around and see if we can unravel a mystery of this site. Thanks for joining me. Righto, today I've got the Garrett Ace Apex with the standard Viper coil. It's a double D coil. The last time we used this machine was on the beach, so we'll just have to reset it all again. So turn him on. I'm in zero mode. I don't want to use that here. I'll probably go to a usually I hunt in relics actually. It just takes out the bottom end iron. Well, let's see how we go. If we get a shortage of targets, we'll introduce some iron and maybe dig up a bayonet. Okay, so we'll go in the menu. Sensitivity's on 7, that's acceptable. Volume, we'll just go up a little bit higher so you can hear it. Iron volume we'll leave on 2, that's a handy feature. Now we're on multi-salt, we don't want that. 5, 10, 15, 20. Multi-frequency. And channel 6, there's no EMI here. Operate. Just do a ground balance, because it'll be way out of ground balance since it's been down the beach. Now look at that, that's pretty mineralised up here, 94 ground balance. Righto, let's go. Well, as you can see, parts of this camp area heavily overgrown with the lantana. Had a lot of rain in the last couple of years. But here's a bit of evidence from the old World War II site. 44-gallon drum. Very little left of it. Could have been, I don't know, an oil drum. It could have been a part of the latrine system. We've got a concrete slab over here that's quite lengthy. It's probably about 30 metres long. Probably an ablution block on top of a ridgeline here. So haven't got any reportable targets yet, but as soon as I find one, I'll let you know. Righto, we've got our first find. It's not much, but it's reportable. It's cut copper. Thought it was a bit of a spoon handle or something at first, but that's been cut by the diggers, and it's quite symmetrical. I don't know what they were doing, but anyway, that's a World War II relic. Nothing much, but it's a start. Yeah, okay, same hole, and that was a teaspoon handle, I'd suggest, because there's the rest of the handle. There's the beginning of the bowl, so for some reason, maybe some trench art underway here. They've cut up a little army teaspoon. Well, this is the first really decent target response I've had. I've actually moved into zero mode for a while just to hear the iron, but I'm back in relics. Well, you know, it's bouncing to the mid-70s. We'll do a live dig, and we'll see what we've got here. Could be very embarrassing, but not going to be iron. See if we can pinpoint it first. It's near that little tiny hairy looking grass clump. Okay, so it's quite shallow. This area here that I've walked into looks to have been scraped. That could have got it out, eh? Could be in that clay lump. No, still on the ground. I'll just take a big chunk of clay around it, as you can see. No way I'm digging a plug in this. Typical Queensland soils. Okay. It's out. It's in this. No, okay, what do we got? Well, actually, it looks like a flattened musket ball, but it isn't that. It's just a lump of lead. Solid little round ingot of lead. Strange. Never mind, it was a repeatable target. I've been short on those for a while. Well, that was only lead, but that's encouraging. It was a deep 76, 75 target ID, so anyone who'd been in here with a detector definitely would have dug that. So there's potentially World War II relics remaining. Let's continue on. And almost immediately I got one. It was only a 65 on the spoon bowl, but a lovely little World War II teaspoon. Look at that. Bit of chocolate pudding on there. Okay, we'll clean him up. Get a hallmark off it. If it's Australian Army, they're usually, well, they can be Australian Army on them, but usually it's Albright nickel silver. They're electroplated, of course. That's a nice little teaspoon though, it's in good nick. And a mere 2 paces further forward, look at this. The busted up remnants of another teaspoon. I think it disintegrated as it came out of the ground. I didn't hit it, but because it came out one of those clay lumps, but there you go. 2 little pieces of cutlery. Stirring cups of tea in 1944, probably. The old crow's got his opinion. If you're enjoying this World War II cutlery, I may have another piece here. I've actually come up a straight line from the bottom of the hill, and I've got all 3 targets in a row. Sounds like a spoon bowl. As you can see, the target ID is not that flash. A consistent, I mean, like it's jumping up into the 60s and then down to the 50s, so despite what the crow thinks, we'll have a crack at this one, eh? I think it'll be another spoon, a little teaspoon. Not terribly deep. Let's get my shadow out of your vision there. We'll take this grass out first. It's hard clay. It's very shallow. See if I can loosen it up like that. Nothing visible yet. It's a leaf. Let's take it steady, eh? Now what's that there? No, just dirt. Clay. That should have got it. There it is. Not a teaspoon. Is that a rifle round? No? What else we got in there? There's more of it there. Okay. Some sort of brass tube. But it looks to be too big for a rifle round. I'll continue with this and let's see what we get. Okay, I don't think it's going to be down in the ground now. The remnants of it, whatever it was. Definitely moved it. Okay, I'll report back with what I got. Yeah, this was the target. It's a small, flared, broken brass tube of some description. It's not a 303 or a 3030 or anything. Okay, continue on the same line of detection. Okay, I've covered this area where you can see there's a bit of pushed up ground. Probably when the camp was demolished, or often they just bulldoze these things into piles. I don't know why. But anyway, in this spot here, as you can see I've started the hole. I've got a nice solid, you know, mid-high 80s. Pretty promising. Well, this one's not going to be a teaspoon. Let's go in with a bit of a pinpoint and we'll see what we can find here. I'll set you up there so you're not going to fall over in all this tangly, this wiry vine and grass. Trip hazard. Anyway, pinpointer activated. Okay, got a heavy brass handle. You know, I've dug these before. They're, it's obviously a lever, an activation lever off some sort of military equipment. Not sure what. It's not a rifle bolt lever, but it's been bent. Gee, that's a nice solid target, as you can imagine. It's really solid, heavy brass. I'll see if there's any markings on it, like the broad arrow and that kind of thing. Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. No, it's not bent. That's the way it's manufactured. Is it a 303 bolt lever? I don't think so. I've used 303s when I was in cadets long ago. Anyway, I'll get some close-up pics of that for you and see if we can identify what it is. Righto, not far from the brass lever, we've got some more cutlery. It's a knife handle. You don't get many of these. Obviously the blades rust off because they're steel, but that was a nice constant target ID. In this pushed up area, kind of a windrow on the side of the site. I've stumbled into a target-rich environment here. I've got two very repeatable mid and high tone targets. Let's have a look now. Okay, here's the first target. I've increased the audio on the speaker on the apex so you can hear it. That one's a 64, 65, which is pretty consistent. And over here, we've got an 88, 89, 90. That could be a drum bung. It seems reasonably large. That's how the drum bungs ring up in these kind of places. But we'll look at the 60 first, then we'll move over to the 90. Which probably it might be a little bit high. It could be, yeah, like it could be a drum bung. I don't know. We'll have a look. That's what we're to do. Okay. Now, see if we can pinpoint it before we disturb anything. It's pretty sandy up clear on the ridge. There's some really rocky areas and some big boulders down on the edges. Lookout kind of boulders. Right on this. Not so clayey. Bit of a clay content there, but nothing like it down on that flat where we were getting the cutlery. Okay, oh, there's our 60s target. Look, what a ripper. That's a ripper. And that's in beautiful condition, that spoon. In this sandier material, not so much the clay, it's looks to be better preserved. It's not rotting away like that last one I got. Another little teaspoon. Okay, that's the first target. Let's move on to the 90s. DD wiggle this. See the toe of that coil coming up? Hits the target. Down the blade of the double D. And off the back, so yeah, it's a reasonable size. I hope it's not a drum bung. It's going to be a big hunk of metal, whatever it is. Copper or brass. There's a brick there, see that? Could be from the camp, well obviously it's from the camp. Yeah, this has been pushed up. This has been pushed up. Bits of brick and stuff. Okay, we're right on it. Get this brick out of the way. Okay. Now, what do we got here? Don't know. Gotta be really careful. We're down into the stiffer substrata now. It's pretty large. Hope it's in vision there. What's that? Oh, that's a rock. Water-worn rock. This thing could go on for hours. Let's balance it at the hole. Yeah, it's a pretty large object at depth. Well, it's not iron though. That's for sure. This goes on too long, I'll just, yeah. Okay, look, I'll shut down the camera and I'll put you back on when I get the target out of the hole. Yeah, there's your object. I thought it was an enamel plate, but it's some sort of alloy disc. Function unknown. May not be World War II actually if it's pushed up with these bricks. Although I think that's remnants of the old slabs from the camp, so it could be World War II, but it's not a plate, that's for sure. Well, yet another teaspoon bowl. I must be at the tea station, the drink station. No handle this one, may still be in there, but that's an ancient break, so perhaps not. Nice little teaspoon though, isn't it? Okay, there's finally been a bit of shooting going on here. I've got a rifle round, or what's left of it. 303. Yeah. Is it 303? Is it a 30-30? Yeah, I haven't dug one of these for a while. And this is the first one up here. Spoons and a little bit of shooting. Okay, in the shade of a tree, but can't believe it, it's more spoons, but this time it's a dessert spoon. Complete, not bent, and I didn't hit it, so that's all good. More cutlery. Still haven't solved the mystery of what this camp's about, other than the fact there was a lot of eating going on with spoons. Probably another spoon. Oh, we've got a brick there, that's interesting. Well, there's not much left of this camp, it's kind of... Oh no, it's not a brick, it's a... I don't think, is it a rock? It's been, well and truly pushed around, even in the middle of nowhere, I guess. For some reason it was pushed up. Some of the slabs, 2 slabs remain, but the rest of it go around the ground here. Yeah, the rest of it's spread all over the place. The mystery continues. Oh, shotty shell. Okay. So we can get a hallmark and a date off that shot shell. Brass, obviously. Could have been a military shotgun, but I don't think so. Anyway, we'll find out. This one's only a 68. I think it's whatever that is. I can't make that out. It's not a rifle round, is it? It's bent. A bit close to the camera. Here we go. Oh yes, it's a rifle round. Not bent at all, just out of shape. After years of being in the soil. Same as the last one. Oh, that's 2 rounds for the day. Oh, and the shotty shell. Well, I might call it a day. I'm getting a bit thirsty and hungry, to be honest. Haven't solved the mystery of this site. Only the first sortie. I'll need to come back. Teaspoons, a few rifle rounds. That bolty latch thing, it could be a window latch bolt. I'm not sure. But I don't think there's any buildings here. From what I can see, there are concrete slabs, but they're probably just, I don't know, tents. No idea. Whatever it was fairly temporary and didn't continue after World War II. There is a bit of a glass and rubbish bottle dump down behind me here. We'll have a look at that next time we come up. But I was really hoping to find something that linked this site to a unit. Now that's not easy in any situation, but there's got to be something in here. It's not a large area. It's heavily overgrown in spots, which hinders the detecting a bit because the lantana is rampant in some areas. Particularly down near the slabs, there's a lot of lantana where potentially there were good targets, but you just can't get in there. I've been in here today because it was a bit cooler this morning, because of my first foot recon in here without a machine. I saw a couple of big brown snakes, so you don't want to come here in the summer, because if you get tagged with a brown here, it's a long way back to the car. Wouldn't end well. I'm not scared of snakes. I see quite a lot of snakes. Snakes don't concern me. You just got to be a bit sensible. I do have snake chaps, which I wear in the summer, but this is a king browns up on these rocky ridge lines. They're pretty dangerous. So it's just a matter of making a bit of noise and thumping on the ground so they hear you coming. Not really an issue. But yeah, no solving of the mystery. We'll come back and we'll find some other targets in here that may help us piece together what happened in this camp, and maybe even if we don't get a unit that was here, some purpose to why it was here, because it's not really a typical army camp. It's in fairly hilly country on a rocky ridgeline. There's an old track here which could have been a transit, it could have been just a, I don't know, a messing station for transit, for trucks transiting through here, I'm not sure. Anyway, that'll do for today. Thanks for joining me in the bush, and happy fossicking. Bye for now.